Hey, you. Yeah, you watching the video. Come here and look at this. Come closer, hurry. Do you see all that? They are everywhere. They are getting ready for a secret operation. I'm telling you, it's just a matter of time before they are in full deployment. They've done their research, surveillance, and set up all their murder boards. What do you mean, what am I talking about? I'm talking about Operation Shiny Snatch. The government's coming for our precious metals, and they're pulling out all the stops. They've got metal detectors disguised as pizza delivery guys. Wait, do you see what's inside that tree? Those aren't squirrels. Those squirrels are informants. They're on the payroll, I tell you. Just like those garden gnomes. And don't even get me started on the lie detector test. They're hooking people up to toasters and calling it the Great American Tell-All or Toast Off. Did you hear that? Oh no, that's them. They're here. Quick, take these coins and swallow them. We'll get them out later. Oh wait, that was just a delivery of metals from the other day. All right, that's enough, folks. Let's get real for a second. I just had to poke a little fun at those doomsdayers out there. What is good, Stackers University? It is so good to have you here today. You know, just having a little fun. There was a period of time a year or two ago that you couldn't go a week or so without seeing some video claiming government confiscation of your metals, and that it wasn't just a possibility, it was inevitable that the government was coming for your metals. Listen, they ain't coming for your metals. They got bigger fish to fry. Like figuring out what happened to all the gold in Fort Knox. Forget the government. You know who should be confiscating gold and silver? You, me, us. As we enter 2025, smart investors should be the ones snatching up precious metals faster than they can say debt and deficits. I need you to ignore the tinfoil hat brigade. They are usually too busy watching their gnomes in the backyard anyway, while us savvy folks like you and I are building real wealth. Let's trade in that paranoia for some financial sense. It doesn't matter if you think it was the precious metals gods or the anti-metals cartel. Someone has absolutely given us a Christmas gift early this year. This latest beatdown of gold and especially silver is almost too good to believe. If you've been around this channel for a while, you know that I absolutely prefer gold over silver, and that is simply because the numbers don't lie when it comes to the difference in returns and price stability. It's not that I hate silver, it's simply because I have clarity around the role silver plays in my wealth plan. However, for the last 6 months, I've started shifting more and more towards silver. I don't see silver as a long-term buy and hold. Silver needs to be handled like a burning match. Once you strike that match, you have a limited amount of time to put that flame to use before you burn yourself and end up holding something that has lost all of its potential that you could do something good with. First things first, while metal prices have taken a beating recently, it's important to remember that silver is still up over 30% in 2024. This means that if you follow Stackers University's approach to accumulation, which is buying the lowest premium, most recognized metals, and especially buying bars over coins if they're cheaper, you should have been able to spend most of your year buying at or within $1 of today's price. As a reminder, this is why you always hear me say your money is made when you buy, because you don't want your money tied up in premiums for long periods of time. If you're paying $4 or $5 above spot, that's easily 15 to 20%, which means even with a 30% increase, you're basically breaking even. But let's focus on the new version of confiscation and not the government coming to take your metals scare tactic. I'm calling it Operation Smart Savvy Silver Stacking Civilian Seizure. It's kind of like saying 7 sizzling sausages sizzling in a saucepan, but it's much better. For those of you that didn't get that joke, just Google the phrase. The laugh is well worth the time. A month or two ago, I said that we would not see silver below $30. And while I tried hard to hold it, silver fell below 30 anyway. But more importantly, from a technical analysis perspective, that was very significant and damaging over the short term, not long term. This loss of momentum, barring a black swan event, means it's likely that gold and silver will need to consolidate for a while in order to rebuild that energy to start moving upwards again. This is going to be especially challenging for 3 reasons. 1, in the short term, we really don't have any specific kind of catalyst to move the price. 2, we're supposed to be entering the time of year where metals are seasonally higher, but that doesn't seem to be the case here, and prices, that seems to be derailed, at least in the short term. And 3, that reason is geopolitics. If Trump is able to end the war and take down some of the tensions, that will definitely increase the selling of metals. This is why I'm suggesting that we engage in a heavy silver accumulation as our own form of confiscation, as prices look to remain weak over the short term. Please don't sit and wait for price confirmation to be your signal of when to buy. We know price will eventually move up and to the right. Right now is your opportunity to get silver on the cheap. The Fed's hawkish language and position that they will only cut by a quarter of a point throughout 2025, while complete nonsense has given the equity markets what they wanted to hear. And again, we all know the end game. Inflation will come back for a second wave. The stock market bubble will finally pop, a crisis will ensue, and the Fed will need to print and lower rates to save the economy. The trap is set, the fuse is lit, and we're just waiting for the explosion from a safe distance behind our wall of silver and gold. While they play the game of higher rates for longer, all they've done is accidentally provide us with an extended window to accumulate physical silver at suppressed prices. This is our chance to confiscate silver from the market before its true value is realized. Some of you know that I'm a big believer in mining stocks, but right now, for the first time in a long time, physical silver is back on the buy list. And it's a buy even though I have a boatload of silver. Well, I didn't until the boat sank, of course. Let me know in the comments if you had a boating accident as well, especially if your accident was unheard of, like a whale coming out of a lake to swallow your metals up. As I call it, Operation Smart, Savvy, Silver Stacking Civilian Seizure is very, very simple, folks. Tighten your financial belt, cut out some extra spending, and funnel that fiat into physical silver. While we can't drain the COMEX or sop up all the above ground inventory, we can keep pressure on this delicate supply and demand balance by reducing the available above ground supply that sits in warehouses. One day, this will eventually lead to a real squeeze. Remember, true wealth preservation often means going against the grain. While the masses focus on traditional assets, savvy investors like us have to quietly amass physical silver and gold. This isn't just savings or an investment. It's you building your financial house out of silver bricks. So when the big bad economic wolf comes all huffy and puffy, and I don't mean like P. Diddy, you see what I did there? Why do I even try with these dad jokes? The wolf won't be able to blow your financial house down is the ultimate result. Our confiscation isn't about fear. It's about the knowledge that in a world full of uncertainty and turbulence, it's not just about assets, it's about securing pieces of real, tangible wealth ounce by ounce. I refuse to worry about some mythical government operation to steal my wealth, and I hope you do too. Instead, we're going to focus on the real and practical government operation to destroy our wealth through taxation and inflation. Our operation is about taking matters into our own hands. It's a proactive approach to wealth preservation and potential growth. In the comments section, for 2025, how much do you plan to accumulate each month? And I really want you to push yourself in setting this goal. And do you agree with me that silver is going to outperform gold in 2025? Or you simply can put an A+ in the comments so that everyone knows that you always stack smarter and never stop learning.